Hello, everyone. My name is Clay. Welcome to the first Let's All Play series I'm doing. And as I said in the sort of introduction, we were going to take a vote. The winner of the vote was actually Hunter the Reckoning. But funnily enough, I, being the intelligent boy that I am, completely missed that Hunter the Reckoning wasn't out yet and didn't have a release date. So, that left Vampire the Masquerade Night Road and Werewolf the Apocalypse the Book of Names. The winner was Vampire the Masquerade. It had 2 votes. Hunter had like 5. Werewolf had 1. If you're curious about the background music, that is the Castlevania 2 medley by the Neskimos. I do have permission to use it. I happen to be friends with the Neskimos. If you have no idea who they are one of the progenitors of NES rock. There you go. I actually know them. Yes, like real names. It's pretty cool. Anyway, they don't really make music anymore. So the way this is going to work is, as discussed, we will be reading all of this. I'll be reading this out loud to you. This stuff right here. And then when we get to a choice, that's where the video will stop. And then you all will vote, and I will vote. We will go into the comments, and we will leave comments on which choice we want, like choice 1, choice 2, choice 3, or read it out. If you have a reason, go ahead. If you have questions or comments, go ahead. Leave them all in the comments, because what I intend to do is at the end of future videos, if anyone has interesting questions or comments, I'll go through them. For now, that's what we're going to do, but I do want to go through a few things. So first of all, this is my choice of games, and it's written by Kyle Marquis. And choice of games I'm familiar with some of their older work, like Choice of Robots, Slammed. And in the older ones, they have a stat system that kind of helps dictate what choices you can make. And those stat choices are usually just meters, like good or evil, technical or power, strength or speed, like just straight up like meters, and you fall on one side or the other. So when I saw show stats, I was like, oh, let's take a look, because I've messed with this to make sure how it worked, because I've never played these on PC. I played them on my phone. So if I hit show stats, I see this. If you know nothing about Vampire the Masquerade, this is actually legit. This is White Wolf's stat system. You have a number of dots for physical, mental, and I want to say social stats. You have your skills. Then you have basically your spells, your spell casting. I did not expect to see this. What's on next? And then next just takes you back to the book. So, I don't know if we're going to be dice rolling, because in actual White Wolf, the way it works is you have a dice pool, and it's usually one of these stats plus one of these things. So, like, if you need to make a drive, like you're trying to do like a high-speed chase, it might be roll dexterity plus drive, or wits plus drive. And you would roll a number of, I believe it's d8s, equal to the number of dots total that you have. So, like, right now it would be 2d8 right here, just because I have 1 in wits, we'll say, and 1 in drive. And then you're trying to get multiples of, usually I think it's 6 or higher on the dice. Might be 5 or higher. I haven't looked. I have, like, OG World of Darkness Chronicles down there on my shelf. And you want a number of those to pass, so like successes. Basically, it'd be like you need to roll wits plus drive. You need 3 successes. I believe the dice also explode, so if you roll like a max an 8, you get to roll another die, and you can keep chaining. So that's critting, basically, in this system. So yeah, I did not expect to see any of this. Also, I have all of the DLC for Night Road, so I have extra stuff. So yeah. Anyway, let's begin. So that's enough of the intro. So let's go ahead and begin. This is Vampire the Masquerade Night Road by Kyle Marquis, or Marquis. Chapter 1, Just Getting By. Arizona, I-10 heading west. Night of November 1. Sunrise, 6:41 a.m. You're getting ready to pass a diesel Mercedes when the shifter goes all loose. You jiggle the stick and pump the clutch, but it's like holding a dead man's hand. Your old Honda drifts off the highway in a cloud of sand and grit. A moment later, the engine stalls. You pop the hood and fumble around in the back for a flashlight. Then you realize it's getting light out. You can feel that this poor car, your companion for 10 lonely years, is finished. And if you're still out here when the desert sun rises, so are you. Oh boy. So, yeah, this is going to be our first choice down here. Also, I'll explain what this is. I checked when I was testing, so. Cars fall apart. So do people. So do phones. You pull out your old iPhone and check the time in the crack screen, 6:05 a.m. Unlike your poor Honda or the tattered air freshener hanging from your mirror, which used to hide the smell of dried blood, you'll last forever, if you can find somewhere to hide before 6:41 a.m. You've been making these courier runs for 10 years. Each year making less than the last, hiding in trunks and storage units during the day, racing down the desert highways at night with messages and parcels on your passenger seat. It's been boring. It's felt like getting old, trapped in this body that could never age. Well, you're not bored now. You're even breathing again. Short, frightened little breaths as you watch the sky lighten in the east. Nerves you thought extinguished years ago fire up again, making your hands shake. You almost feel alive as you check under the hood. The cable clutch is fucked. No surprise there. Maintenance hasn't been a possibility, let alone a priority. And when you look at the engine, you realize the problems run deeper than the one busted cable. You've been ignoring the warning signs like an old man who keeps coughing and won't go to the doctor, and the engine looks like you're going to look in exactly check your phone again, 16 minutes. Maybe there's still time. You look around at the dusty highway, the wasteland that stretches out to the black horizon in every direction, and try to recall your mortal life. Something you learned when you still drew breath must have the power to save you here. So, this basically lets you see stat checks if I turn this on. We will not be turning this on. I don't want to know this. Pass or fail, we're going to go by the seat of our pants. So we got 4 choices here. We have, I grew up poor, working on cars. Let's see if I can get this engine running for just a few more minutes. I had lots of mortal friends, and I've kept in touch with some. They might have a good idea if I call one, or at least they can pull up a map on their phones and tell me which way to run. I served in the military. In addition to my combat training, I know how to hide and survive in a desert, and I got a good education, and I haven't let my knowledge stagnate now that I'm dead. I use my phone and some Macs to figure out where to go next. So, here's how this is going to work. You go in the comments, and you will choose 1, 2, 3, or 4. Or you can write out your choice. I don't really care. But just some way for me to tell which of these you want to vote for. And I'm going to give you... Well, I need to put this on. Thank God I can do this while I'm editing. Yeah, let me just text. What is today? Today's the 5th as I'm recording this. We're going to give you until... Oh my goodness. That color is real bad on this. Let's do... There we go. Yeah, y'all are just seeing me actually do this in real time. So there. You have until that day to vote. So basically you're going to go down the comments, choose 1, 2, 3, or 4, top down. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Or just write it out, or some way for me to tell that you're voting for, you know, we're poor, we have friends, we're military, we got education. Some way for me to tell which vote you are. I'm going to be voting for one as well. I'm not sure which yet. I'll be leaving it in the comment. And then after that date, after 5:10, I will tally up the votes, and then the winner I will select, hit next, and we'll move on. So that's how this is going to work, and we're going to do this every time a choice comes up. That's where the video is going to end. And like I said, in the future, if you have any comments, you have any questions, anything you want to say, if I find your comment interesting, I will read it after this portion. So here we go. This first episode's a bit longer than I expected. As always, stay nerdy, treat each other kindly, and I'll see you after the 10th. Take care.